Okay, hello folks. Welcome back to the house on Avery Road. My name is Mark, and we're in the garden today. And I just want to talk to y'all, and we're actually going to talk tomatoes in a minute. I'm going to show y'all a lot of different types of tomatoes and how they differ. But the one thing I wanted to talk to you right now about is this coming garden season, this garden season that we're going into, the summer garden season. This will be my second year of gardening this way. Now, I used to just get some starts from the store, stick them in this very hard clay ground that we had, and really expect miracles. And that didn't happen. So it led me on a journey of how do I have a successful garden? How do I grow a tomato that gets bigger than that and doesn't rot on the bottom? How do I do all these things? Well, I started researching, and a lot of y'all know this. I started watching In My Gardener, Jess at Roots and Refuge Farm, The Rusted Gardener, Callie Kim, and I started learning, right? So last year was the very first year that I went in and I said, okay, I'm going to start from seed. And I actually ordered seeds and started from seeds last year. And so many people that I watched on YouTube would say, gardening is a learning experience. You know, you're going to fail at things. And I was going, no, I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. If I plant it, I want it to grow. But if you don't fail a little bit, you don't learn, right? So it's like this stuff behind me. As y'all know, I grow in a subdivision, and this is my flower beds. Everybody else in my neighborhood have, like right over here in my neighbor's flower beds, he's got flowers, gorgeous, gorgeous flowers. I choose not to do flowers. I choose to do vegetables. Now, I have had flowers in these beds years ago, but when you talk about learning and making mistakes and things like that, this is what I'm talking about. This is kale. Gorgeous kale. Lacinato kale, beautiful. The Swiss chard right here is absolutely gorgeous, but I have learned I don't really enjoy Swiss chard. Swiss chard tastes like beets to me, and beets taste like dirt. So Swiss chard's not one of my favorite things to eat, but I mean, you can't deny the colors are gorgeous, right? Also behind me right here, I've got my lettuces and everything. Now, I would love to have the opportunity to let this sit here and just continue to eat on it as long as it would give me greens. You know, as long as I can pick salads here, I would love to let this continue to grow. I simply don't have the space because I'm going to have to rip all this out. And it's going to hurt my heart to do it, but I'm going to have to rip all this food out to plant my tomatoes and to plant my squash and to plant my peppers and things like that. So when you talk about learning and making mistakes, that's where I've really learned. I've really learned that in my climate here, these things right here, if I grow these in the early fall, like once my tomatoes come out, and if I plant this stuff like this, it will grow almost all winter long in my climate without cover. So I learned that. Also this year, one of the newest things I've learned is that I love radishes. Who knew? I don't like radishes from the store, but when I grew them myself, I grew just a few French breakfast radishes the other day, and I absolutely love them. So I went out once I figured out I liked them and planted a whole lot more. That's half a bed of radishes right here, and another half a bed of radishes over here. I learned if these don't come on and get ready within about a week, I'm going to have to pull all of these up to make room for my tomatoes and my peppers and my squash. So I learned this year, I love radishes. So next year, I'll plant radishes, loads of radishes, as early as I can, you know, just like I did these, so that I will have radishes to eat on before the summer gets here. So that's just some things I want to talk about real quickly. And now I want to talk about the differences in some of the varieties of tomatoes and things that I've learned So come with me, and we're going to go over and we're going to talk tomatoes. All right, now we're back. Can y'all believe I actually shot this exact same video yesterday, and when I went to edit it, I couldn't use any of it because I was trying to hide it from the sun, and the lighting was awful. But that's neither here nor there. So let's talk about tomatoes and varieties of tomatoes and how different varieties look, because we're talking about tomatoes and growing from seed, and I didn't know what to expect at all last year, but this year I got a little more experience. That is a cluster of blooms. Oh my, let's just talk about this one then. First off, the old Abe Lincoln. Y'all, the Abe Lincoln tomato has proven to be, this is a monster of a tomato. This is a start. Okay, right here, there's a sucker. Right there. Pull that off. And right here, there is a cluster of blooms, y'all. Can you see that? See if I can get you where you can see it. See there? I cannot let these bloom, so that's going to have to come off because I've got to get these in the ground. All right, so we picked off those blooms. The Abe Lincoln. All these that I started are the exact same way. I mean, tree trunks for a stem. These stems are so bigger, just absolutely tree trunks for a stem. This is the Abe Lincoln tomato. All these look beautiful, okay? I'll put them over here as I talk about them. So, let's come over, okay, let's talk about this right here real quick. This is a Aunt Molly's ground cherry. Now I'm gonna, oh, and it's got blooms on it too. All my stuff is wanting to bloom, y'all. It needs to be in the ground. When these sprouted, when these sprouted up, they were tiny. I mean, little bitty. I didn't think they was going to amount to nothing, and they stayed small for a long time. But all of a sudden, after I took them out of the little starter pot and up potted them to this, I believe this is a 3-inch pot. After I did that, they exploded. And so they are really ready to go in the ground. I think I've got 3 of these. So that's the Aunt Molly's ground cherries. Started off teeny tiny, but really come on. All right, let's talk about this tomato. This one here, I started 4 of these. All 4 did the exact same thing. Very, to me, flimsy, very wispy. Not the stems are not very big. But you know something? That's what I've come to realize, is that once these go in the ground, they will really come on and take off. I mean, just because it's wimpy like this, it's not had a chance to grow, right? So this is the Golden King of Siberia. It's an oxheart type tomato. I've never grown this one, but it is also a paste tomato. So I'm very curious about this one. This is the Golden King of Siberia. First year growing this one. Like I say, compared to the Abe Lincoln, this is a flimsy little tomato. But I'm not worried about it because I learned last year that it doesn't matter what they look like when you put them in the ground. If you give them what they need, they're just going to explode, right? So, Golden King of Siberia, right there. Now, right here, pineapple. I've heard nothing but great things about the pineapple tomato. Another tree. I mean, the stalk is huge on this plant. Now, I'll bury all these very, very deep. What that means is I'll come in here and I will pinch off or cut off all the bottom branches, and I will bury this deep in the ground, give it exactly what it needs, and this thing is going to give me so many great tomatoes. I cannot wait to try this tomato because I've heard it's packed with flavor. So that's the pineapple tomato. All those plants right there are big bushy plants as well. Right here, okay, that's another pineapple. Did I grab the wrong tray? No. Okay, right here, let's talk about this little fella. This is the orange Russolini from M.I. Gardner. Now y'all, okay, let's look at these plants. These plants were grown in the exact same conditions, right? It's just some plants look different. This orange Russolini, I'll plant it. It'll be tiny like this. But once again, it'll come on. And the orange Russolinis are very, very sweet. And I'm getting me a dehydrator this year, and I'm going to dehydrate a lot of these orange Russolinis because I tasted of some dehydrated tomatoes last year. They were so sweet. It was almost like candy. So I can't wait for my orange Russolini from M.I. Gardner. Right here. Okay, let's talk about the blueberries tomato. You can see some of the purple in the stems. That's because these are blueberries. Brad's blueberries. These are from Brad Gates. And these tomatoes, all of them do the same thing. They start off so small. And you're going to think they're not going to do anything. But all of a sudden, they come on. And that's the same with the Brad's Crazy Cherry, the Brad's Blueberries, the Brad's Blue Goldberries, and the Brad's Cream Berries. That's just the ones that I've known and seen and grown. So all of those tomatoes are going to be the exact same way. You're going to think they're not going to do anything, but all of a sudden they just take off. So there's the blueberries. This one here is the only hybrid I've got. This is the Jetstar. Talk about a blooming tomato. These things are huge. Another one that's got huge stalks, huge stems. I cannot wait for these. This is the only hybrid tomato that I'm growing, with the exception of, well, the blueberries. Those are F1 hybrid, stabilized F1 hybrid. But anyway, Jetstar, can't wait on those. Production for those, real production tomatoes. Let's see here. This is the Grammy Karen tomato, y'all. Look. This is the Grammy Karen tomato. It's got blooms on it too. Oh no, I had to pick those off. I'll have to wait until they're just a little bit bigger though. Look, we got some shoots coming up in the middle there. The Grammy Karen tomato. The only reason I'm growing this tomato is because it is the Granny Cantrell. So Grammy Karen, if any of y'all watch Stivers Homestead, Grammy Karen, this is her tomato. Granny, no relation, I'm sure, but this is the Grammy Karen tomato. Zach and Jen are growing it, so I had to grow it too. Granny Cantrell, right there. All right, let's look. There's another one of the OA Blinkens. I grabbed the wrong tray, y'all. That's okay. I'm not going to go back out there and get them again. Just, here's the thing. Oh, my Kellogg's Breakfast. Let's show that one. Look at that. Kellogg's Breakfast, another yellow tomato. Suckers right there. More suckers. Get that off. But yeah, Kellogg's Breakfast. I've got Dr. Witchy's yellow. Can't wait to get those going. So I guess the thing that I just wanted to tell y'all today in this video is, if you're starting your first garden or starting from seed for the first time, and you go, oh my gosh, this one's doing so good, or this one looks great, and this one looks awful, and it's gonna die. Don't worry about it. Give them what they need. Plant them when you can. It's been so cold. These have got to get in the ground. But it's been too cold to put them in the ground. So anyway, I've got to get ready and get these back in the grow room for tonight, because it's getting down into the 30s again. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from this video. Give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment box. Subscribe to the channel. If you are not subscribed, click the subscribe button. Ring the bell. Get notified every time we put out a video. And until next time, I'll talk to y'all soon.